Hello everyone, welcome back to All the Mods 9. So last episode we did quite a bit with, well, first off we did loads of Cataclysm, which I condensed a whole episode down into like 2 minutes. And then we set up all of these. I have, between episodes, I've made myself an invoker spawner. So, yeah, I can get this to just, where is it? Right here. There you go, those get popped, and then you get like a bunch of stuff come through like this. We do get the grimoires of, well, from Iron Spells and Spellbooks. That is not in any of these, so I am binning off all of the grimoires, because I don't feel like we need a bunch of those, unless you can break them down or something. I have no idea. But yeah, that's now getting us a bunch of stuff if we want it on, but I don't actually fancy leaving it on right now. I think at some point what I will do is I will set up that mob duplicator thing for the cave creeper. That's the one, and then we'll get like a bunch of diamonds and emeralds and stuff from that as well, and iron and gold and stone. Stone's actually really kind of useful to have. But for now, we're going to give Apotheosis a little bit of a rest. And we're going to do some GregTech. It's probably in the title of this video, right? Is that we're going to do GregTech today. So, between episodes, I've done a couple of bits. So, first off, I made the Advanced Laser Engraver. I'm not sure I mentioned, I probably did, didn't I? Did I mention that I got myself some of the emerald. I got myself some of these flawless emeralds right here. The way that I did this, I'll just show you through JEI because it's kind of annoying to like look through. But the way I did this is I got some purified emerald ore, and you get that by, I think I did this recipe right here. So in the ore washer, if you give crushed emerald, which by the way I got from nether emerald ore, I had like a bunch of this somehow. Must have got it when I chunk destroyed the nether. But yeah, crushed nether emerald ore gets you the crushed emerald ore. That then, if you put it through with some water, when this is set to program 2, you get the purified emerald ore. The reason I did this is because this takes 20 seconds if you do the regular water. So this actually takes less water. It doesn't matter about that, but this takes less water. This takes more water. Again, doesn't matter. All it is a different program. So we put it on program 2 because it's quicker. Plus, we don't get any of the other gubbins that comes with this. So anyway, that's good. And then, yeah, as I said, with this, we just put it through a sifter. This was just a low voltage sifter that I got. And if I do emerald, but in this system, you can see I got like 22 flawed emeralds. I got 9 flawless. Which, by the way, we needed this so we could get the MV emitter. And I got 5 exquisite emeralds, which are really, really good. That's good to see. I think we need these for a few things. So I do know that if you put it through the cutter, you get like the flawless ones. Or if you put it through the lathe, you get the emerald lens. Now, I didn't want to waste my exquisite emeralds. And as you can see right here, I've got all of the different like gem lenses. And the way that I did that, so diamonds, I made a diamond plate. Easy enough. As you can see right here, that's an MV craft. So stick a diamond plate in, you get the diamond lens. That was easy enough. I like that. What are the other lenses that I've got? Emerald, I made emerald plate. So for that, you just set up a recipe with your lathe, or your cutter, sorry. So I set the cutter up to be a block of block of emeralds, and some water gives us 9 emerald plates, and then you use those emerald plates in the lathe to get the emerald lens. You saw me do the ruby one last episode, but I'm not sure I went over how to do that. I had this ruby block because we're getting a ton of these rubies from, I think, our lasers. You know, our ore lasers from Industrial Foregoing. So yeah, I set that up. So we got the plates, same recipe basically, bit of water in the cutter. And then, again, you stick it through the lathe and you get the ruby lens. Sapphire, again, I'm getting a ton of sapphires, so I just set up this recipe. So it's that sapphire block right there, the one from all the ores. And you get 9 sapphire plates out of that, so that was really useful. And then we had the glass lenses anyway, made some glass plates. Stuck all those through the, where is it? The lathe. It was the lathe, yeah. And now we've got access to the advanced engraver, laser engraver, because there was an update. I don't know if I mentioned it last episode. I think I glossed over it. I got a little bit carried away with Apotheosis last episode. But basically, you can use these... Wait a minute. I swear you could use these. Why is it not coming up? Red lens. If you click in here... Okay, there we go. Now you can see that the ruby lens that is like one of the ones you can use now. So we can get some ICL wafers, which then gets us some IC chips. So we can make IC chips. Finally! That's the thing that people were worried about, because you cannot... before this, you could not get to HV because you needed these IC chips. And you just lob that in a cutter. And I think my cutter is MB already. It is. So we're all good. What else did I do? So... that was the ore washer, the sifter. I made the laser engraver. Oh, I've got a bender now. Not that I really needed it, but I also made a brewer. Now this one's weird because I'm only using it. So when I've been making rubber, this is really awkward. I need to look at it via this. So when I've been making this rubber pulp, so if we have a look at that. I've been centrifuging the sticky resin. Now, sticky resin is super easy to get. You just do that, right? Or you use rubber wood, and that is probably something we're going to do. Especially because you get this methane. And I feel like all of these sort of things, like the methane, all of the like different gaseous stuff that you get from GregTech is going to be super useful. I actually already made a new... ME drive up here, and I did something which I did not know you could do until recently. In fact, at the beginning of this pack, everyone was talking about how they partition their drives. I had no idea what that meant because I'd never had to do it before. But what partitioning does in one of these drives, let me grab this drive out. Okay, it doesn't say. There's a flipping llama right there. Hello. Goodbye. Weird. Yeah. What partitioning does is like... oh, that's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go all the way down to here. Oh, you're kidding me. Go away. There we go. So, you know when we come in here and we like lock this? We lock the drawer, so it's purely for, like in this case, it's purely for blaze rods. And all of these are locked, so nothing can go into this drawer, for example, except for, you know, the blue ice, nether wart block, limestone, ochrum. Like, that's basically what you do when you partition a drive. So I've partitioned this one to be air. So we now have an air drive. That will make more sense in a minute because I am going to set up the gas collector, which will pull air from the environment and then push it into that drive, I'm hoping. I hope it goes into that one and not this one. I feel like it should go into this one right up here. Anyway, yeah, I made the gas collector, and I'm going to use an interface. I haven't actually made the thing for this, but I'll put an interface right there. Gas collector, I think I can put right there, and then we're going to set the output side to be the top. So it's going to push into the interface. All I need to do now is put an MV. Did I make an MV for this? No, I didn't. Right, let's get that going. Oh, I know what I was talking about. Apologies. Got a bit off topic there. So the rubber, when you make the rubber stuff, if I go here, centrifuge, we get a 10% chance of getting this plant ball. So this plant ball you can use in a macerator to get this biochaff. Awesome name, by the way, biochaff. Love it. So with the biochaff, you can use this stuff in a brewer with some water to get biomass. Now the biomass you can use in a chemical, no, that's not what I wanted, in a distillery on program 1 to get ethanol, and then the ethanol you use in a chemical reactor with, wait, where is it? There you go. With sulfuric acid, which I think I've already made. I've made some sulfuric acid already. Got a recipe for it, I believe. I don't remember how I got it though. Sulfur trioxide and water, that was the one. Yeah, we did that last episode because you need that for some reason. Was it? Or it wasn't last episode, episode before, right? Sulfuric acid. Yeah, we needed it so we could get, yeah, that was it. The dye stuff, which doesn't flipping work. But anyway, so that was ethanol in the chemical reactor with sulfuric acid, which we can make. Turns into diluted sulfuric acid and ethylene. Now we can use ethylene in a chemical reactor with some hydrogen, or actually we're going to do it with air, which is why we're going to set this air thing up to get some polyurethane. And then we can use polyurethane in all of our recipes, and it basically doubles everything. There's 19 whole recipes right here. The big one that I'm going to do, oh, I've also changed my diode recipe over. So the diode recipe I was using previously is this one. So a bit of liquid glass, fine copper wire, and the gallium arsenide dust. I was using this one before, and you only get one diode out of it. So that is one of these small piles of gallium arsenide dust for one diode. But I did notice that you can use the annealed version of the copper wire and a small gallium thingy with glass to get this stuff, the diode again. So, but you get two diodes. So I've swapped over to being this recipe for now. When I get the polyurethane, I'm actually going to swap it over to being this recipe right here, because that way we don't have to mess about getting gallium arsenide and stuff, right? We can just use the silicon wafers, which we've already automated. But yeah, we need polyurethane for that. So basically what I'm trying to say is right now what I need to do is set this up, get my hammer, and then I need a quickie gate. Let's just use one of these for now. I'm actually going to use my shrink. Where is my shrink? Is it my backpack? Oh, it is. There it is. Oh, why is it set to 1? That's weird. Okay. I'm using this so I can get at the back here, and I can just plonk it there. Perfect. This thing is awesome, by the way. You should definitely make one of these if you're going to do a bunch of wiring. I need to set this, don't I, to be what is it for air? Greg. Program 1. Okie doke. Program 1. You are loud. There you go. That gets us some air, which then should go into here. Oh, you bumhole. Okay, there we go. We got it set, so it's now going into this. I just needed to up the priority of this one. I don't know why it's going into this one, but that might be because it's closer or something. They both had the same priority set of 1,000. Ooh, hello. Cool. So now we're making air, but that is annoying, so I am actually going to... GregTech. So what is it? It's called gas collector. Gas. Okay, why are you not showing up? GregTech GregTech CEU. cooling. Ah, there you go. So it's the cooling one that we've just turned off. Makes sense. There you go. Ah, it's bliss. Bliss right there. So this should fill up. And then once this is filled up, unfortunately, it will go into this one because it's not partitions, this one. But that's fine. We'll just keep an eye on it. It should take quite a while to fill up that whole disc right there. That's quite a lot. Quite a lot right there that is going to fill up. Oh, brilliant. So, I'm doing all of this so I can get polyurethane, right? So, let's do poly at Greg. Polyurethane. Let's bookmark that. So that's the recipe we need. I think if I go like this, chemical reactor, we've got air. I think we could do this. Oxygen and ethylene. That gets you way more. Okay, we'll do that one for now then, because you get double or you get a little bit more. Yeah, okay, we're going to do the oxygen. We can always use the air to get oxygen. You centrifuge it and you get oxygen and nitrogen. I'm sure we're going to need nitrogen at some point. But yeah, let's do this recipe right here. We got a bunch of oxygen just because a bunch of stuff gives us oxygen and it's like a byproduct. That's the chemical reactor right there. That is set to 2 though. So we might have to make another one of these chemical reactors and have it set to 1. Okay, let's just try it, and then when it gets stuck, we'll just swap it over. So, why is it not showing up in here? How do you spell it? Polyurethane. Oh, that's going to create... That's buckets, is it? I thought it was millibuckets then. It does say B right there. Did I accidentally put a bunch of stuff in? So ethanol. I put a bunch of stuff in with the actual program in there. Brilliant. Where is the ethanol? No, that doesn't make sense. That should work. What? Ethanol. Missing 1 bucket of ethanol. That's fine. It should be fine. Where did this come from? Ah, I got ya. So it was this recipe that I did. It had a thingy in there. Unfortunately, biomass into ethanol, for some reason... Okay, if I do that and get rid of that, that works. Okay, let's try that instead, because I don't care about the wood byproduct, or the small wood thingy byproduct. Right, let's try this again. Start. This is cool. That's going to get us to that. That's going to go in here, but I know this... What do we need with the... No, what is this? This is distillery. So the distillery, we need to be put on option 1. So that is going to make us the ethanol. I don't think I've set the output for this, have I? There we go. Oh, that one over here. This one is making... I have no idea what this one's making right now. But it is on option 2. When it gets down to doing the polyurethane, we can set it to be option 1. And we get some polyurethane out of it. This does raise the fact that I need a second alchemical... no, advanced chemical reactor on a different setting. We could put the program in there with it, but like there's no point in doing that. We might as well use the circuits down here and make a new machine. Right, there we go. That is now on the ethylene and the oxygen. So if I set that to program 1, that should be polyurethane that we're getting. That's so cool. There we go. But that should have given us some polyurethane. Sorry, polyurethane. Ah, amazing. So what I do need to do here is make a second chemical reactor, which is what I'm going to do now. So I've been actually programming the different machines in. I didn't program this one in. Okay, I am going to program this one in because why not? The reason that I've been doing this, like actually programming the actual machines into it, is purely because it only takes one of my crafting CPUs to do this. So I do that and then hit next. It will just take one crafting CPU, so we can do 3 other crafts whilst it does this. This is kind of a hefty looking thing right here. So whilst this goes off, between episodes, I also made another absolute ton of silicon wafers because I know they take a while. So I just set them to craft because we auto crafted them, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, how many are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's do 16 of each. I don't know how long this will take, but if I put the red lens in, for example, and the silicon wafers, oh, that is so good to see that that's actually working right there. I must admit. Laser engraver. That's going to get us the ILC wafers, and then we can cut those to get the IC chips. Now, I am debating whether I make 5 of these laser engravers, and that way we don't have to take the lens out each time. And we can set up autocrafts. Because this is not consumed. It actually says it on the recipe, right? We'll go like this. NC means not consumed. There we go. I had an extra channel on here. So that's now got 8. This is probably getting quite full now. Yeah. You can only have 5 more things on this channel, but I can always branch out the side and then bring that along and then use cable anchors so they don't connect. That might be how we do it. So I could branch off the side, go up and then around and then connect to this one, and that'll be 8. This one down the middle can feed these 2 and then do the same on this side. Channels, brilliant. Anyway, whilst that's happening, I have been making these, what are they, ILC wafer things? So the plan that I've got now is I'm going to set up all the cutting recipes. So ILC wafer. So that's going to take 90 seconds. We don't really have any lubricant. I think that's fine. We'll do that. Whilst we're at it, I'm going to just have a quick look. Oh, does a glass lens not do anything? Do I actually need the netherite or the nether star lens? That's actually pretty ingenious if that is the way they do it. That's the diamonds. Okay, we need an orange lens at some point to get these LPIC chips. What are they used for? Okay, whatever, that's fine. We don't need that one yet. Looks like we don't need the white one. That's okay. So I'm just going to bookmark all of these. We've got that one already. That one there. That one and that one. So this one, if we put some water with it, we get 6 out of it. That's weird that we get 8 out of this one, 6 out of that one, but okay. RAM wafer. Oh, you get loads out of the RAM one. Pretty decent. This one you also get 6 odd. Let's put the 8s and the 6 together. And then what's the last one? CPU wafer. Cutter, and then we get these CPU chips. And that is also 8. Okie dokie. So that's the advanced cutter. Let's lob those in. And we should be able to just send the request now to get some IC chips. 90 seconds. Oh my goodness. Okay. Might be worth getting some lubricant. I don't know. Brilliant. Right. Now that we've got this set up over here, whilst this all processes and we get all those chips and stuff, I am gonna... Do we always need diodes? Diode. How do you spell it? D-E. There you go. Do we always need these for, like... Oh, it's because I'm in here. Let's do this. There we go. It doesn't show that you need it for any of the other recipes, like in the assembler and stuff, right? But I'm sure you do. Like this one. See, there's the assembler recipe. Oh, you could use the SMD diodes. Polyurethane, platinum wire. You need a full gallium arsenide dust for that though. But you do get 32 out of it. And it's HV, that'll be why. Well, always look down here, because that really caught me out a couple of episodes back, didn't it? And that one's Ivy. Flippin' heck. Iridium. Oh, blimey. IC chips! Success, we've got the IC chips. Ah, amazing. This means that we can actually make this like integrated advanced circuit, or the basic? What's the difference? What does this one do? That's like the basic though. That's the one that you use for like all of the bit. Okay, maybe we need these ones then, which can be used instead of. Wait, what are we using here instead? Oh, that's for HV. Ah, so that's a HV component right there. So this one here, the advanced integrated component, is a HV component. Ooh, okay, makes sense. Okay, how do we make a transistor? Polyurethane. So we needed to have done the polyurethane. Now silicon plates is interesting. Stick these back away. This is going to be done soon. As soon as this is done, I'll swap it over to one of these. And in fact, I will stick these ones away. I've been thinking as well, should we just get rid of all of these chips right here? Not chips, all of these chips are on my mind. All of these drives, and just have them feed directly into our, system. So both my crafting system, my refined storage, and applied energistics have access. I think that's probably a good idea. I won't do that yet though. Just like for the MV stuff, there is a one of these things that we need to do to get stainless steel. So for MV it was aluminium, and for HV it's stainless steel. So to do that, we do need a mixer. So we need to mix iron in VAR, which I think we've got in VAR. We've got a way of making it at least. Magnesium and chromium. So now that everything has a pattern provider, we can actually set up some recipes to get like the magnesium, for example. So magnesium comes from electrolyzing. I think we got some of this, but yeah, there's some stuff that we can electrolyze to get. How do we get magnesium before, or did we not? Anyway, we can figure out a cheap recipe for that. That is done, by the way, so we can swap this out. Nice. I'm going to put this one away for now. That should be a lot of IC chips that we can make, but anyway. So we need a good way of getting magnesium and a good way of getting chromium. Now, how do we get the chromium again? Because we needed it for the vanadium steel, which we've already made. Not that one. Not that one. Nichromium. Did we get nichromium somewhere? Nickel and chromium. Interesting. Ruby dust. That gets us it. Right, how do we get ruby dust? Is there a decent way of getting the dust out of it? I mean, we could just all hammer it. We could use this hammer. Oh, no. We need this hammer. That's okay. We could do that. You need 6 per, and you get, well, you get the oxygen. I told you get oxygen from like everything. Chromium and aluminium. That might be the way to do it. I have to find a good way of doing that. Chromite, interesting. So chromite, I think, is how we did it previously. But I'm not sure I've got too much chromite left. This one's really good because you get the aluminium dust as well. And I'm sure we're going to need a bunch of aluminium at some point. Ah, you know what we should do? We should go back to Oh yeah, this is a good idea. We should go back to occultism, and we should make the advanced crushing spirit. Set one of those up to crush the rubies down for us. I think you get 6 dust per ruby as well, because of how it works. Oh, that's not it. Oh wait, what? You get ruby dust when you do the redstone stuff. That might have been really good, actually. Ah, we should have done that instead of... No, because this takes ages. Whereas the other way of getting silicon is super easy. Yeah, anyway, this ruby dust, if we have a look here, the crushing spirit, it needs to be the ore. Oh, okay, then that does mean that we have to do this recipe, which is fine. Well, I can set up another crafter for that. Okay, it looks to be working. So, the way that this works is I've got a recipe up here for Invar, just Invar dust. And what that does is it sends 2 iron ingots, 1 nickel ingot. When it comes into here, the iron ingot will be smooshed into dust and put into the bank that we've got here of stuff. So I think this one right here is for iron dust. The nickel will also be smooshed down and put in the buffer that we've got right here and turned into nickel dust. And then when you've got 1 nickel dust and 2 iron dust, they combine together and make the Invar dust. So that's how I've been making Invar, is just on that one recipe. Now, I can also use this one right here for making ruby dust, thanks to the platinum ore hammer. And I just need to set up a recipe for 1 ruby turns into 1 ruby dust. So up here, ruby dust. So do one of, oh, that's not it. Ruby dust. Get rid of that. Okay, ruby dust. One last time. Turn it into processing. Ah, fine. Ruby dust and ruby. And that is the recipe right there. So it is a custom recipe that I've written myself right there, but that's fine. That should work. So the next recipe is the ruby dust turns into chromium and aluminium and oxygen. I've already done that and I've stuck it in my electrolyzer. So that'll get us some chromium dust, which is awesome. I don't know what happens if I... Aluminium. I'm not sure what happens if I click here. Okay, it does go off of the impure stuff, so... I'm guessing if it couldn't do this recipe, where it had the impure aluminium and, you know, all of the other stuff that we've got right here, it would just maybe go for the other stuff. I also set up another recipe for Realgar. So I think it's this recipe, yeah. So I had a bunch of Realgar, and I'm using that Realgar to basically make, where is it? This right here. So the arsenic. 2 Realgar turns into 1 arsenic. So that's something that I've been putting off for a while. We did have like a bunch of Realgar from a while back. Realgar, there you go. So I'm currently making like a stack of the dust, and then I'm gonna chuck that through, get a load of arsenic out of it. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, this has been going as well. I stopped it halfway through so I can make all the different chips. So if I do this and go chip, we've got loads of RAM chips, loads of these chips, and these chips so far. So IC chip, finally we've got one of these. Lovely. I've been looking into it as well, and I think if we have a look at this, I might go for this microprocessor, because the microprocessor I think is like a new, completely new recipe. If I was to go for the advanced integrated circuit right here, we would need to make the good integrated circuit, which means we would also need to make the basic integrated circuit. Now we've already automated everything else, right? So we've automated what circuits have we actually automated? So we've automated the basic electronic and the basic, or the good electronic. Now, the good electronic, you cannot use this to upgrade into, like, anything else, if you know what I mean. But you... Oh, maybe I'll do this one then. Does the advanced one upgrade into anything? That is the question right there. It doesn't look like it does. So in that case, microprocessor might be the way to go. I think, right? That does mean I need to set up all the recipes for all of these. Like, I'm not going to do the resistor right here. Oh, you actually get 4 out of it if you use fine annealed copper. Okay, I need to set that recipe up 100%. Fine. I think I'm going to go for this recipe, which is a little bit harder to come by. But it's like electrum and carbon, and then you get the polyurethane. We can make electrum. We've already looked into doing that, so we can do it this way. Make some electrum via the wire mill. Where's the electrum? This one. This is the electrum we're going to make. I think that works. Right, anyway, that's a lot of, like, Greg for today, I think, for you guys. So, what I'm going to do is probably have another episode after this, all on Greg as well. And we're going to try and get to the HV stage. So that does involve getting some of these, like, microprocessors. Technically, this one is still for the MV, but we are going to use them to make the microprocessor assemblies, and then you can use those for the HV stuff. Now, ideally, what we do is we'd get a HV chemical bath so we can make the proper lenses. I think that would be a good idea. And then we'll have to set up a bunch of different patterns for each of the different dyes, and then make the lenses that way. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to call it there for today. So, thank you for watching. Thanks for joining. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.